Hey guys, I swear I'm wearing a different shirt than last time. This is not gonna be like my video uniform, but who knows actually. So first things first, wow and holy crap. I had no clue that that last video would get as many responses as it did. It has been really insane. So many people are waiting that I just never thought. There's way more people waiting than I thought. There's way more people that, I don't know, man, it's just so many things. I didn't want to like disclose everything, but yeah, that'll be for another video. So yeah, basically, thank you guys for all of your support and your responses. Like, I couldn't have imagined how many people it would have touched, and my just being honest and transparent, it's really encouraged me to like want to keep going, because it really was hard for me. It's not that I wasn't proud of it. It's hard because when you put yourself out there, you're literally opening up a can of worms, and the questions that I've been asked, unreal. Like, I can't even repeat them. So I'm literally going all over the place. But yes, basically being so transparent is great and stuff, and it feels good and whatever, but then people just think that they're allowed to ask you anything, and they're allowed to know every detailed part of your life just because you put a little bit out there. Yeah, it's been really interesting. I've taken a lot of screenshots. I'm gonna try and answer all of your questions kind of in video form, because unfortunately I can't sit down and answer each individual person the same thing, and I don't want to just like copy and paste it and just make it so not personal. So I just figured as questions come in about certain things, I could just put them on a video. So this one is specifically going to be about how I told him, and why and all that jazz. So yeah. So for the longest time, I was always afraid to tell whoever I was talking to that I was a virgin. I don't know, I didn't feel like they should know that right away. I was just kind of like, well, maybe if I don't disclose that, like maybe they'll want to go on a couple dates with me, and then they'll learn to love me, and then I can lay it on them, and then they'll love me so they won't want to leave me. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like I didn't want to put all my stuff out there. I wanted to be like, wait, let them fall in love first, or like let us have a relationship before I just like put this on them. So I did that for a couple times, and it didn't work out. Weird. So then I started to literally just like put it all on the table, and I would meet guys online or randomly, and the first thing I say to them, I mean, aside from hello, my name's Jackie, but we would talk, and they I talked about God and stuff from the beginning. And a lot of times they would actually just bring it up. They would just say, okay, so if you love God, does that mean that you're not gonna have sex with me until we're married? And first of all, like, very bold question to have never gone on a date with you, sir. But yeah, so I started to just put it out there on dates, first dates, or just talking and whatever. I would just be like, yep, you're right, I will not have sex with you. And every single person basically said the same thing. Wow, it's so respectable, that's so great, that's so amazing. One day, like, I hope to marry a girl like you, but like as of right now, basically I just need to have sex. Or I commend you for what you're doing, but I need to have sex with the person I'm dating before I even marry them, because what if it's not good? Then I won't want to marry them type thing. So very discouraging. I mean, that was like a few years back, just like meeting those people, and just like that was the first thing that they asked, and you're just kind of like, okay, wow, if you're putting this much stock into sex right off the bat, there's no way I'm gonna be able to fulfill you if we did get married, because if you're putting this much into it, I mean, I'm sure a lot of married couples can watch this and attest to that. No matter how much sex you have, it's a portion of your relationship. You've got to sleep, eat, hang out, watch movies, cook, clean. There's so many things. Talk. There's so many other parts to a relationship. Sex is very important. Yes, don't get me wrong. But how all these men in my life put such a huge emphasis on it was as if that like sex was 98% of a marriage. And if that was their view on marriage, then I'm so thankful that I dodged those bullets, because I would have never been able to keep up. I mean, I need to also sleep and eat and bathe and do other things other than just have sex all day long. So I am going somewhere with this, but so basically, I stopped dating for a while because it was really, really discouraging. And I was like, okay, so if I don't tell them, it doesn't work out. If I do tell them, it does work out. It doesn't work out either. So when I met Bobby, which is like a whole other video, but basically like I knew right away that this was supposed to be my husband. It was the craziest thing ever. I'll explain it another time. But it was only day 2 that I told him. We were sitting in my studio and just talking, and I just started to get like really, really nervous. Like my heart was racing, and I was just like, oh my gosh, am I about to tell him right now? Like, because I felt myself falling for him so quickly that I just thought it was so important just to like put it out there so that he could run away quick. You know, like I didn't want to let my heart get like more and more involved and be more and more hurt, because I really, really just like was starting to fall for him just so early on. So I was like, let's just get this out of the way so that he can leave like everyone else. And so we're sitting there, and I was like, I have something to tell you. And he's like, what? And I was like, I don't know if I want to tell you. And it was just like this back and forth thing, but he just made me feel so comfortable. And he was just so gentle with my emotions that I was like, you know what? I can do this. If he's the right one, it will be fine. And if he's not, then, well, I will have only wasted one day, basically, is my thought process. So I told him, and I like took a deep breath, and I was just like, okay. I was like, well, I'm a virgin, and I don't want to have sex until I'm married. And that was like basically all I said. I didn't go into like any super detail. And he just kind of like hugged me and like held me even tighter, and he kissed me on my forehead. And I don't want to say he cried, because he would say he doesn't cry, but he does. But he got emotional for sure. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is a goodbye. He's hugging me tighter because he's about to be like, oh, well, this was fun, bye. But he couldn't say any words in that moment. He was just really proud of me. Like I could feel his acceptance and his proudness. And then he told me like a big secret. So like we basically just like on day 2, we're just like, okay, this is me, take it or leave it, and whatever. He obviously took it, but he can explain, you know, what his reaction was to the whole thing. But so basically I know that a couple of the questions were like, when was it the right time to tell your boyfriend, or when was it, you know, did you disclose it right away? So basically my advice for people that are dating that want to wait, and I know everyone says, and it's so whatever, but the right person will really respect where you're at, truly. I'm 31 years old. I had to go through a lot of the wrong persons to get to here, but it is so worth it. I was so discouraged and literally was like, there's gonna be no guy in America that would value this part of me and still want me, because all the guys that I had met clearly couldn't understand the importance of it, and I was not worth it to them to wait also. And so that for me was just like, I just fell more in love with Bobby like in that moment, because he was just so accepting of my decision. And like I just truly felt like he cherished it, and from like a really genuine place. And like I know he has a past. I know what his past looks like. You know, we talk about all of that stuff. But his heart is what matters the most to me, and his heart wanted something like this. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to like take away from his thing, but yeah. So my advice to you is just to, if you're dating someone right now and you're not sure how to tell them, but you would like to wait, just tell them. And I know it sounds really just like cut and dry, but just kind of get it over with, because if they're not willing to wait for you, then you are wasting your time. If you're a woman and you want to be married, or a guy and you want to be married, you want to be married to the right person. So if you're in a relationship right now and you're like, I don't know if I want to tell them because then they'll leave. Sorry to be so blunt, but let them leave. Let them go. They're clearly not your person. If this is what you've decided to choose, whether it be because of God or because of whatever your reasoning is, because you just want to like value your body, weird, that can just be a thing all on its own. If that's what you decided, and the person that you're with is not going to respect that, I'm telling you right now, they're not going to respect other areas of your life that are going to be so important down the line. If they can't respect this thing this early on, why would you want to stay with someone like that? Why would you be like, oh, they're not going to respect it, or they're not going to stand behind it? Okay, so, but you're going to still choose that person to be your partner and your best friend for life? Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? And I'm sorry I'm being so harsh, but it really is, like, being in a relationship or having sex isn't the end all be all. You're not going to die if you're single. You're not going to die if you don't have sex. So if you're thinking like, oh my gosh, but I'm 37 and I'm with this guy and I really want to start waiting because it's important to me, but I don't think that he's going to do it, or not do it. I don't think that he's going to be okay with it. So I can't tell him I'm 37. Like, there's no way. I would just say, like, where's the hope there? Like, where's the faith? And you have no idea what's next. You have no idea what God has in store. And whether you believe in God or not, the idea that you would rather stay with someone because you're fearful of something, of maybe being single or not working out, it's just like, I don't know. For me, the idea of being with someone that was the wrong person for me was way more painful than being alone and being with myself. Like, it was way more painful to think about waking up next to someone every single morning, but yet still feeling alone. You know that thing where, like, if you're alone and you feel alone, it makes sense. If you're alone, if you're with somebody and you feel alone, it's painful. It's really, really painful. Being alone and single is painful, but being with the wrong person, to me, it's way more painful. And so I would just encourage you, if you are in a relationship, just tell them that you want to stop, tell them that you want to wait. You don't have to have 50,000 reasons of why. It's just your decision. Just say no. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. And just because you had sex before doesn't mean that you have to keep having sex. And if anyone makes you feel bad for that decision, then shame on them. And those people are not in your corner. They can give you their opinions and their advice and what they think and all that stuff. But when you make a decision and people are not behind you in that decision, especially when it comes to something like this, I mean, like, you're not going to die if you don't have sex. Just putting it out there. Yeah, just be bold in your decision, and the right people will be around you, and the right person will come along that will really respect that. I had hope, but I really didn't think it was going to be like this sweet. Like, when I met my person, like, I knew, like, okay, whoever he is, he's going to have to respect it because I'm going to keep waiting. But I never thought it would be like this magical and beautiful. I never thought I would find a guy that, like, cherishes it in a really, really deep way. Like, I can't even explain it. Yeah, it's just really, really cool. He's awesome. So yeah, I'll keep making videos. There's so many more questions that I'm going to answer, but I'm trying to keep it, like, as structured as possible because I can just go off on a tangent. So this video was kind of dedicated to how I told him and my encouragement to those of you that do want to tell the person that you're with or want to start waiting. But yeah, if you do have any questions or want me to answer something in a video, you can obviously comment below. I'm really new to YouTube, but or just message me or Facebook me or whatever. And I've just been taking screenshots of all this stuff, and I kind of put it in an album. So I'm going to slowly start to answer questions as they come up. And obviously, eventually, Bobby will get on and he will share some of his side. He's just been working a lot lately. So yeah, thank you guys so much for your continuous support, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.